fashionably late as usual nowadays, but you knew I was going to do a video on it eventually. So we have brand new dev note, brand new PVE content, the Challenge of Ascension. This is effectively like the Trial of Ascension 2.0. Now, before you get overwhelmed at the amount of stuff that you now have to farm in addition to the normal Trial of Ascension, this does not reset every month. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this by now, but this does not reset every month. This is a one-time clear, kind of like the mock battles where you clear it once and then you get the rewards and then you're done. You don't have to keep doing it over and over and over again. This is apparently going to be very hard. We do still have the regular Trial of Ascension, but this is going to be additional content. We have the main tower, which is going to be apparently pretty rough in the higher floors. And then we also have element towers, which is going to be a certain element. So it's kind of like regular TOA mixed with elements of mock battles, because you only have to do it once, mixed with elements of the dimension hole, because there are going to be these dungeons where they're element dungeons and you have to do them with only fire units or only water units or only light, dark, wind units, etc. I said them all. I don't know why I had to say etc. after that. But this hopefully will breathe new life into some of the dot teams that have kind of fallen by the wayside since they're not as relevant anymore, considering, I mean, you could still use them in regular TOA, but you can't really use them in dungeons. Some people use them for arena offense. I actually played around with an arena offense team from one of the summit videos. I was going to do a arena video with it, and I'm like, nah. But yeah, some people are doing dot arena offense teams nowadays because they are kind of effective against certain defenses. But anyway, let's talk more about this. This might not be a great content for newer players because it's going to be apparently very, very rough at the higher levels. But anything like this is going to be, right? Because they have similar things in... actually, I don't know what's going on in Epic 7 nowadays, but they have similar things in Genshin and other games. Well, basically any mobile gacha RPG. Anyway, let's get started. Greetings from the Summoners War dev team. Today we have some exciting news, especially summoners who have been waiting for new PVE content in Summoners War will find interesting. New tower concepted content with superior difficulty levels. Hooray! You only have to clear them once, so it's not that bad. Trial of Ascension is PvE content that resets every month to test your ability to clear different waves and stages. I'm going to read all of this, by the way. It's going to be a long video, so get I might skip some, I don't know. Meet your expectations. We'll be adding new tower concepted content to allow you to experience more diverse battles. We named the new content Challenge of Ascension. Challenge of Ascension is designed to have high difficulty level, but you only clear each floor once. In other words, it does not have a reset system, so you can focus on clearing each floor. I feel like I would actually care about clearing this because I don't just go through and clear TOA hell every month like I'm supposed to be doing. I just don't have the time to wait for my units to maybe land their skills. So I don't have to keep resetting, like, nope, they didn't land their skills. I have to restart the level. Nope, they didn't land their skills again. I have to restart the level. Before we get, or it's also sometimes you want certain homunculus for it. I'm like, I don't really feel like changing it right now. Before we get into the details, please read below for the summarized information. New PvE content, Challenge of Ascension, consists of 5 attribute towers and 1 Spires of Ascension. So Spires of Ascension is the big one. I don't know why I'm saying this is literally right there. Unlike a Trial of Ascension, the clear reward will not reset and remain. You have to clear each floor only once. No crazy farming. There's already so much crazy farming in Summoners War. I'm glad that they didn't make this every single month. That would be ridiculous. But the rewards would be too much to do every single month. Challenge of Ascension is arguably the most difficult PvE content in Summoners War. Test your limits and see how far you can clear in Challenge of Ascension. Some people like this, though. Some people like the big challenge in PvE versus the big challenge in, fighting whales in PvP. So, it's really depending on playstyle. In each attribute tower, you can only use monsters of the same attribute. Only fire monsters are allowed for Tower of Fire, water monster for Tower of Water. With the first update, each attribute tower is available up to 30F and Spires of Ascension up to 100F. They also do have a rank. I think they said that the ranking system isn't going to be there at the very beginning, but they're going to add it later. But this is, I don't know how that's really going to work because people are going to clear it early and then they're going to add it later. I don't know. We'll go look at that again. More floors will be added through future updates in due season. So, I guess that kind of explains half of it. Spires of Ascension is unlocked based on the total number of floors cleared in each attribute tower. If you clear 15 floors of Tower of Fire, Water, Wind, Light, Dark, each Spire of Ascension will open up to 75. New tower rewards, you will earn rewards for clearing each floor. Various achievement rewards are also available based on the battles you had in the towers. So we see a nice little beautiful Trial of Ascension logo now. Trial of Ascension will change as shown in the screenshot with the addition of new towers. You can see multiple soaring towers where there was previously only one Trial of Ascension. Multiple soaring towers. When you access this area, you'll see Trial of Ascension and Challenge of Ascension as below. There's so much content, man. They just keep adding content. I gotta give them credit though, like as much as I'm kind of complaining about extra content, it's not content you have to keep doing every single month. And also, at least they're putting effort into Summoner's War, because for a while they weren't putting any effort into it and people were kind of like, we're not interested. So yeah, at least they're actually putting effort into making new content for the game. Challenge of Ascension has different characteristics compared to Trial of Ascension, which are its challenging PvE content that requires manual gameplay. As the name implies, Challenge of Ascension is designed to have high difficulty levels so that even the summoners who have defeated numerous hurdles will find it difficult. It is designed to bring the joy of... they keep saying the joy of this challenge, and then it winds up being frustrating, and then you're like, okay, my units don't work. If you couldn't tell, I have a big problem with my units not working. But I don't know if anyone else has that problem. It's designed to bring the joy of challenges. We'll see about that to veteran summoners and stimulate their challenging spirit. The easiest floor will begin with a degree of difficulty comparable to the top level of Trial of Ascension Hard. Higher floors will be more... that's not that hard nowadays. Maybe for new players, but it's not that hard nowadays. Higher floors will be more challenging than Trial of Ascension Hell. Lovely. I'm sure a lot of people will be very excited about that. And then there's the patch in 6 months from now where they're like, we realize we might have made it too hard because this is ridiculous and everyone's complaining. Mark my words, that's going to happen. Mark my words. We believe that this content will test your limits against, because they do, like, there's been so many different pieces of content over the years that they release, and they're like, we made this really hard because people keep saying they want really hard stuff, and then people are like, this is too hard, we can't do it. And they're like, we toned down the difficulty. So, yeah, we believe that this content will test your limits against a variety of battle compositions and formidable bosses. I'm just going based on the history of how things have worked in the past. Clear progress is maintained as it does not reset. As previously stated, Challenge of Ascension is challenging content. Our team thought it was unnecessary to burden summoners further by making them clear the floors over again after the reset. I agree with that. We hope you'll feel excited and fulfilled as you push yourself to the top floor while utilizing different decks and tactics. Excited and fulfilled. Sure, why not? Challenge of Ascension consists of 5 tribute towers, 1 Spires of Ascension. We already read this, did we not? Yeah. First update will have Spires of Ascension up to 100 floors, regardless of your progress through the attribute towers. We plan to add more floors and expand the highest floor of the towers through continuous updates. No energy is consumed for all battles in Challenge of Ascension. Since it's very challenging PvE content, we designed it to let you try out as many floors as you can with different strategies. We hope this new PvE content will be something that friends and guildmates can engage in, sharing clear records and unique tactics. Now we go over every tower in more depth. Basic rules. Basic battle rules are the same as TOA. You'll bring 5 monsters to battle. The same monster can be used only once in your team. Oh, have you guys been able to see this decently this whole time? Because I kind of realized I was scrolling up more and I can see more of the screen than you guys can. So hopefully I didn't ruin it. In attribute towers, monsters must have the same attribute as the tower of the attribute. Only the monsters with the relevant attribute can be used in each attribute tower. This does not apply to Spires of Ascension. Spires of Ascension, where monsters of all attributes can be used. Each floor, though, I thought this was interesting too. Each floor has a turn limit requiring you to win within a set number of turns. At first, oh wow, that looks scary. And then, oh, can you not see that? Yeah, it says turn 300. So I feel like that's going to be not that terrible. This seems like it's better now, so you can kind of see everything on the screen. So I didn't realize it was wacky at first. So each floor has a turn limit requiring you to win within a set number of turns. Number of turns allowed varies every floor, but you must win within the set number of turns. I feel like this might make certain floors much more challenging than others and require a different strategy if it goes from like 300 turns seems very, very reasonable. But if something's like, oh, you have to win within like 50 turns, or like maybe 75 or 100, I don't know. But some of these seem like they could be very crazy if they limit the number of... Well, I mean, we do still have the mock battles, which limit the amount of turns that you can do. You can't just go crazy with the turns. You have to be efficient. So, exceeding the turn limit will result in a loss. The number of remaining turns is deducted only when an ally monster takes a turn. Remains deducted when you move to the next wave. As shown in the above image, the turn number... I believe that... damage based on HP. Enemy HP is also reduced in here, but we can take a look. As shown in the image, the above, or maybe that might just be bosses. Turn number is displayed on the battle screen. Each time an ally monster gains a turn number is reduced. If the turn number hits 0, you lose the battle. Bosses of Attribute Towers. You will face a boss stage every 10 floors in the Attribute Towers. The bosses will be Lirith and Athtaros, the final bosses of Trial of Ascension. However, unlike them having no attribute in Trial of Ascension, they will appear with the same attribute as the towers of that attribute. With them having attributes, they will also have different skills. For example, Fire Lirith would have the following skills. Something to mention in this is you can kind of I don't want to say rig the game in your favor, but keep in mind that if you're going up against a certain element, you can stack artifacts that are strong against that element on your units, and strong against them in terms of like increase attack power against water, for example, and then decrease damage from water units. So you can just keep swapping your artifacts out on your I would say on your units, but they're going to be different units in each one of these element towers anyway. But Fire Lirith, skill name Mind Break, attacks the enemy's strong mental force, remove beneficial effect, grants continuous damage for 3 turns. Paranoia manifests a horrible delusion, attacks all enemies and decreases the defense for 3 turns. Damage increases according to the number of merges, and damage dealt increases by 30% for each harmful effect. Seems like Cleanse would be really nice here. Incarnation Split summons 2 of the 3 incarnations within and removes all harmful effects. Each incarnation will have its own skill and characteristics and merge with Lirith after 5 turns. Incarnation of Greed. This is just the same as the... I'm trying to see if this is different than the normal ones, or if it's just all the same, because it looks very similar. I don't remember exactly what all of the current incarnations are, word for word. Greed recovers HP by 100% of the damage dealt when attacked, absorbs and recovers up to 25% of the attack bar from enemies. Incarnation of Vendetta instantly counterattacks with Mind Break on every incoming attack. Incarnation of Protection increases defense substantially, reduces the chance of receiving a critical hit by 50%, reduces the damage that other allies receive by 15%. This all seems very similar to what we already have. I'm going to have to take a look at them side by side and see what the exact differences are, or if this is just the... yeah. And then we have Incarnation Merge passive, merges with the split incarnations, removes all harmful effects. Every merged incarnation will grant permanent stats, but will be stunned for 1 turn if there are no incarnations to merge with. Incarnation Split will be reusable in 2 turns after the skill has been used. I mean, it's basically the same as dealing with it normally. Fire Lirith will have a skill that grants continuous damage effect and becomes even more powerful when having harmful effects. Summoners will need to maintain immunity or properly remove harmful effects. Many of you might be already thinking about fire monsters that can remove harmful effects. So Rebecca, that's what they want. I'm sure there's more than that. We anticipate, but we just had, listen, they just gave us a secret dungeon for Rebecca. I'm just saying, you should have farmed it. I don't know what's wrong with you. You didn't farm it. I know you guys didn't farm it. Unless you really want LDs and you want to jiggle all the Megans and Rebeccas. I already read that. We anticipate that these attribute combinations with new boss skills will create many different strategies. I wonder if they're trying to make use of more of the 2A units that are not really used too much. Because that might have some interesting combo potentials in certain floors with certain units. Like this seems like this makes Rebecca decently strong. She's got an AoE defense break, she's got a cleanse, and she also heals based on the amount of stuff that she cleanses. We will now introduce the new boss in Spires of Ascension, Asmodeus. The boss stage will appear for every 20 floors, presenting the new powerful boss, Asmodeus. He looks like a Final Fantasy boss, but of course I'm going to say that because of course we all expected me to say that. Please take a look at the table below for the trials. Skills of Fire Asmodeus in 20F. I don't know why I'm saying words that aren't there. Flowing Desire, attack the enemy 3 times to remove a beneficial effect with each hit. Strike of Deception, attack the enemies to provoke them with an 80% chance. Essence of Inferno, the attack attribute of both crystals and the boss change randomly among fire, water, and wind at the end of each turn. The defense attribute of the boss does not change. Resonance of Chaos, increases damage dealt to the enemy by 300% if 2 crystals have different attributes. In addition, gains a turn instantly when the crystals are attacked 10 times. And then Incarnation of Desire, gains immunity against attack bar reduction. And of course, and Glancing Hit, chance of increasing effect, and weakens the damage proportion to HP. See, I knew that it was here somewhere. I thought it might be here in multiple places in the tower. Boss attacks cannot be reflected. And then we have the crystals by attribute. Oh, there's so much. So much talking, so much words. Decrease the defense of the target that attacked the crystal for 2 turns. I feel like this is just a don't hit the crystals situation. When the fire crystals activate in the battlefield, damage from the fire attribute attacks increases by 50% and damage from wind attribute attacks decreases by 25%. In addition, the crystal's HP will not decrease. If it receives an attack that is not a glancing hit, its attribute will change according to the number of hits. That could add an extra element of strategy though. Could be interesting, so maybe you might want to hit the crystals. I think all these things are like, you theorize about one thing and then you get into playing the game. It's like, oh, it's not that way that I thought it was going to work. It's the different way. Played this game too much. Water crystal removes 1 harmful effect granted on the boss every time a crystal is attacked. When the water crystal is activated in the battlefield, damage from water attribute attacks increases by 50% and damage from fire attribute attacks decreases by 25%. In addition, the crystal's HP will not decrease. If it receives an attack that is not a glancing hit, its attribute will change according to the number of hits. Wind crystal increases the boss attack bar by 10% every time the crystal is attacked. When the wind crystal is activated in the battlefield, damage from wind attribute attacks increases by 50% and damage from water attribute attacks decreases by 25%. In addition, the crystal's HP will not decrease. Yada yada yada. If it receives an attack that's not a glancing hit, its attribute will change according to the number of hits. You will notice that Asmodeus has unique characteristics. Will grant fire, water, or wind attribute to its attack for every attack that it performs. You know, we do have the boss in the Dimension Hole that will change its attribute as well. So it does have a little element of that as well. This attribute will change at the end of each turn, showing you which attribute the next attack will be. If Asmodeus attacks with a fire attribute, he will attack with either water or wind attribute in the next turn. In addition, the 2 crystals standing next to Asmodeus, there's so much words. I don't want to read any more words. I just want to play the game. The 2 crystals standing next to Asmodeus will grant attribute-specific beneficial and harmful effects when they are attacked, noting that Asmodeus attacks with different attributes and crystals granting various effects is essential when fighting the boss stage. Let's say Asmodeus is about to use a fire attack in the following turn. Yes, let's say that. You may attack the crystals before it attacks to grant a harmful effect disadvantage to fire attribute to shape the battlefield in your favor. Strategy. It will be important to see how each turn proceeds to design your strategy accordingly. We'll now discuss the rewards. Oh, good. We got the rewards now. Fantastic. Rewards available from the attribute towers and spires of Ascension. So, first floor and also every multiple of 1. So, first floor, 11th floor, 21st floor, etc. The following is a list of rewards obtainable that repeat every 10 floors. So first floor, you're going to get, for the water one, for example, 3 water scrolls. And then the second floor, you're going to get 300 energy. And then the third floor, you're going to get legend attribute artifact. Then the fourth floor, you're going to get 6-star legendary runes. Fifth floor, you're going to get reappraisal stuff. Like, this is pretty solid rewards for this kind of content. So if this was available every single month, that would be ridiculous. Because you keep getting these. You keep, like, this is just continues over and over and over again. And the more time progresses, the more they're going to add future floors. So, yeah, if this reset every month, that would be absolutely insane. So yeah, and then the same thing. This is 5 different flavors of tower going on there. Spires of Ascension, clear reward. Following is a list of the rewards obtainable every 20 floors. So we have first floor, 50 crystals, mystical scrolls for the second floor, legend gem, legend rune, reappraisal stones, crystals, scrolls, so much. Grindstones, conversion stones, devilmons. You guys don't even use the conversion. I feel like I'm the only one that uses those conversion stones, that actually not farms them, but crafts them. I don't see anyone else doing that. I'm sure other people do, but I think a lot of people don't even bother doing it. Crystals, mystical scrolls, legend gem, and then as soon as you get to 20 and go to 21, it starts all over again. 20 is a LD scroll, by the way. Got Delmon for 10. And the 10th floors are the boss stage. They're all 10th floors are the boss stages for the other bosses, and then the 20th floor is the Asmodeus ones. But yeah, just a ridiculous amount of rewards. If you extrapolate this to 100 floors, this is wild. So it's good that they're only doing this once. New achievement awards. You get LD scrolls, legendary all attribute scrolls. We already know that these are not going to be worth the time and energy. It's probably going to be more productive use of your time to just refresh the shop over and over and over again to get these LD scroll pieces, or do, I don't know, there's some PvP content that actually gives a decent amount of rewards, to be honest. So yeah, This is not too much in the greater scheme of things. And then we have Challenge of Ascension offers a wide range of rewards, including Devilmon and LD Scroll. Its new achievements will offer up to Legendary All Tribute Scroll. We believe this new content will act as a competition where summoners can indirectly see who is stronger through challenging battles. It's not about who's stronger. It's about who can take more abuse. That's what it really is going to be. We're going to see who's going to get whose skills are going to work faster and more effectively than others. Who's got the crazy LDs that make these levels easier? Although you can't use the LDs in the wind, fire, water, right? Even if you already cleared Trial of Ascension, you can complete the achievement by clearing the floors again. It's gonna be, I don't know, man. I'm not looking forward to this is harder than TOA Hell. Although TOA Hell was harder in the very beginning, so take that into consideration. This might be difficulty equivalent to the original TOA Hell. Challenge of Ascension will have a ranking system to honor the first summoner to clear it. So, I mean, this is going to stay, though, in perpetuity. So, I feel like that's like, if you don't get to it first, then much less exciting if you're really trying to compete for ranking. Planning the ranking system update for the end of May, which will explain what form of ranking will be introduced. Well, maybe they're going to do it differently then. I suppose we'll see. Maybe speed of clearing will take into consideration. Challenge of Ascension ranking. Oh, this is probably explained here. Who will be the first summoner to clear all of the attribute towers? How high can summoners in all servers climb in Spires of Ascension? It will be really interesting if this information can be accessed. I'm going to sleep, guys. Accessed via the ranking menu. Ranking data will be added to attribute towers and Spires of Ascension to keep track of the top 100 summoners for. How many times am I going to read things that aren't there? To keep track of the top 100 summoners who reach the highest. Guys, it's almost the end. We can get there. I promise we can get there. We got like 3 more sentences. Challenge of Ascension ranking update is under development, which we hope to release by the end of May. Following the Challenge of Ascension update, we'll be looking into many aspects to improve the ranking system. More info on the ranking menu will be shared via an update notice towards the end of May. The dev note is intended to help you understand the upcoming update in advance. As development and testing are still underway, we ask to understand that that the actual update may differ from what we shared in this note. There we go. I'm not reading the other ones, guys. We're gonna save 15 minutes by not reading the last 2 sentences, but it's nice. I appreciate that there's new Tower of Ascension-ish battles. We don't have to farm them every single month, so I feel like I'm gonna get more excited about this than TOA Hell. But that's just my personal opinion. So anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We made it all the way through the video. I will see you as always in the next one.